all of you all over the world, wherever you are watching from. Welcome once again to Klavertje Vier Kitchen. I'm going to show you how to make this pasta made from beetroot, and of course showing you how to fill the pasta. So easy, but let me just jump into it straight and show you the demonstration. And happy Sunday to you all over. Hello from Chef Viviane. So I already made the dough, and I allow the dough to rest so that it's easy to roll out, and it has the gluten is well now activated in the dough. So I always make here beetroot pasta. I just like it. I love also the flavor of beetroot. We make a lot of stuffs here using beetroot. So just try to soften it a bit, because I place it in the refrigerator for a couple of hours and it's a bit hardened. So I'll allow it to a little bit softer. So meanwhile, when you are working with pastas, it's always important to wrap the pasta dough that you are not using, because pasta dough is easily dried. It dries out easily. So it's very important that you cover the dough that you are not using immediately to prevent dryness. So I'm going to cover the dough and place it aside while I work with one of the dough that is already loose. So roll the dough a bit flat, because it has to pass through the machine, through the pasta machine, which is about 7 wide, and then I reduce it further until I get the thickness that I want. So I have here, this is one. I'm going to place it on the biggest hole first. So just running the pasta through the machine and trying to fold it. You can fold it several times. And also to activate the gluten in the flour. So I'm going to reduce it and make it thinner. So I reduce it every 2 or 3 rolls. Now I'm using the 4. You can also use a manual machine to turn. Some people can also use their hands. It all depends on your choice. If you don't have a machine, you can also use your hands for this purpose. Of course, it takes longer time to achieve the time and the thickness when you are using your hands. That is the only difference. So now I'm going to roll it out again, just with a little bit of flour to prevent stickiness in the machine. Okay, I'm going now to fill the pasta a bit. So I will be making first some tortellini. I'll be using this cutter here. It's easy also to use because it's very sharp also here. So I'm just going to cut once because the dough is not so wide, otherwise you can cut it in two, but it's not so wide. So I'm just cutting one, and then I will still re-roll the rest of the dough later. So I'm going to place a patch under the tray. One there. So I have here filling. Yeah, it's a bit of water. So there is a filling for zucchini and a little bit of parmesan cheese. So it's so easy. Taking the dough and closing it together. Okay. And I'm placing my fingers here in the middle. So close it very well first, because if it's not well closed, it will be difficult later. So I'm placing the two first close. So I close first here the front. You have to close it very well. I'm making here some beetroot tortellini. Now, there's beetroot tortellini. Filling the pasta dough. With some zucchinis. With some zucchini and parmesan cheese. And if it's not sticking very well, you can also use touch your hands in water to achieve this. Make sure it seals very well so that when you are cooking, that it doesn't explode in water. So I will keep on going, and if it's not sticky very well, you can also use a little bit of brush. You can also brush a little bit. Brush a little bit with water, and it will help it to stick immediately. Stay dry. I also welcome everyone once again. Happy Sunday, and I hope you are doing all great wherever you are. Welcome to another live show. Today I'm showing you how to fill tortellini using beetroot pasta, and beetroot is one of the delicious flavor that we use here in our restaurant, and I just wanted to show you guys how we do it here, showing the little things that we do here every day, serving our guests. So that is made from beetroot, and it's so simple. It's made just by adding beetroot powder, dehydrated beetroot powder, to the flour, to the 00 pasta flour, and then you create the dough. So it's not difficult, but make sure you don't use grinded beetroot, or otherwise if you are using grinded beetroot, you have to be careful that the liquid beetroot we are using is not overshadowing or not overpowering the powder, the flour. Otherwise the dough will be soggy and it will be sticky, and it's not very easy to create a pasta dough from. So that is just one thing. Otherwise you can also use just puree, beetroot puree, also to achieve the same result. But I find it very easy using the beetroot powder instead of the beetroot fresh beetroot puree. So leave your question if you have one. Ask if you want to know something. Ask your question. We are always here to answer if you have one, of course. So make sure to roll it out before.
Dave Jones, put some gloves on, please.
No, gloves are not more better. You cannot work with pasta when you are using. You cannot use gloves to work with pasta, and even gloves are not so hygiene as most people think. It's better that you wash your hands 10 times than I see some people using 10 times the same gloves, So if you are using gloves, you have to remove your gloves every second and rewash your hands and wear another gloves. Otherwise, it is not hygienic. That is why in the kitchen, you have to wash your hands. I have my hygienic soap there where I wash my hands. Before I walk, I start walking. And if it's necessary to wear gloves, I will wear gloves. But and certainly, it is not more hygienic than using your hands. Okay. So I hope you understand that. It's not more hygienic using your hands than gloves. Gloves is plastic and you eat thousands of microplastic every day. So it's not hygienic using plastic to cook instead of using your hands. So we want to prevent that microplastic which is making us sick every day. Our table is washed, and this is a work table made from Inos. So it's properly clean, and that is a work table. So it is not, there's nothing to bother about here. And even if you are cooking, it's not eating raw. So when you are working with very raw ingredient like fish or so, you can use a glove. But if you are working with something like pasta, there is no need for a glove.
And in Farnborough, you say flying bird.
What then?
Flying bird.
Who say flying bird?
You Farnborough.
Oh, what do you mean? Welcome in. What do you mean by flying bird? I don't understand. What is flying bird? I don't. Can you explain, please? Can you explain?
Flying bird.
Can you please explain what is flying bird? I would like to know. If you explain, I will respond to you. So I will continue rolling out the dough. So I have here again a new dough and my cutter. So try to go sideways so that I will not lose too much of dough. So I'm cutting sideways, this way, that way, so that I don't lose too much dough. I have just a ring, and it's very good to cut the doughs. So just making a simple tortellini from beetroot and filling it with zucchini and a bit of Parmesan cheese. So it's mise en place, an easy recipe. You know, when your dough is ready, you can make your pasta in no time.
And Benjamin White, he say hi.
Hi, Benjamin. Happy Sunday.
And Stephen say hi.
Hello, Stephen. Happy Sunday. Welcome once again. And thank you for tuning in. So, and make sure you place the filling in the middle and not too much so that you can seal it properly. You should have enough space in between so that you can still seal the filling without the filling leaking out when you are cooking, to prevent it from leaking out. So I use a little bit of my brush again to brush the edges. It's just so easy. It makes the work so easy that you don't keep pressing and pressing and pressing. So when you use a little bit of liquid, it will seal properly. So I'm pressing it once, and you see it's not wet and it's not sealing well. So and you place your finger again and you turn it. You place it like this, you see. And so I'll bring another demonstration. And seal first, because it's very important that it's sealed. Because if it's not sealed when you start cooking, it will leak into the water. So and then you press the middle here. You press the middle and then you turn. And you tighten here again. So you see the form, and you place it. You see, when you set it, it should be able to stand straight. It should be able to stand straight. So when it stands straight, that is to say that the form is right. If it's lying down, that means the form is not correctly, is not well done. So you place it together, you press it, and it's well done. You press it here, and then you press the middle of here, and then you turn this inward. And then make sure it's well sealed, because if it's not well sealed, when you are cooking it, it will go in, everything will dissolve into the water that you are using to boil the pasta. Welcome everyone once again. Welcome to this episode. I'm showing how to roll tortellini using beetroot pasta. That is, beetroot pasta is made from just a simple basic recipe. That is the 00 pasta dough, pasta flour, mixed with a bit of powdered beetroot. I find it easier because to prevent any sappiness or too much liquid in your dough. So it is easy to use the beetroot powder instead of the beetroot puree, fresh beetroot. Fresh beetroot is also good for other recipes, but particularly for this recipe of pasta making, I find it very easy using beetroot powder and powder in general. Even if you want to make, for instance, spinach pasta, you want to make how do you call it, other colors of pasta also, it is really better that you use the liquid and the powder to keep your dough dry and well that you can work easily with without creating a too much sticky dough. So it's better to use powder in any recipe when you are making pasta. Happy Sunday, everyone. Happy Sunday. Welcome once again to Klavertje Vier Kitchen. So I just finished making one tray now. So let me show you what I just made. So I'm continuing because I still have some to make. So I'll put it aside and I'll continue. I have another tray here to continue. Thank you all for tuning in to this Sunday show. You are all highly welcome. Leave your comments, leave your question if you have one. My name is Chef Viviane, and cooking is all I do all day long. So it's my passion, my love, and everything. So if you are interested in tapping into my knowledge, just keep watching every day, where we show you tricks and tips, what we do here daily in our kitchen. Cooking is for us, our love, our passion, a hobby, and also a job. So if you're interested, join us in this journey so that we can build this community together of like-minded people who like cooking. So you can also learn new things here of what we do with ingredients. For instance, the beetroot. I use beetroot here a lot for different types of recipes. So I can also share my knowledge, how many dishes or meals that I can create using just this one ingredient, beetroot. So I have tried many recipes all over the internet to search many ideas, and I've also created my own ideas by my daily job and inspiration. So what do you use beetroot for? How do you like to prepare or eat your beetroot? Let me know in the comments below, because we also want to learn more about other things you guys are doing also. Then it's not about we alone, is in this community. We want to learn to share. We want to learn also from other people's knowledge. We want to tap into people's knowledge also, and we also want to share our own knowledge also with others. So if you find any other idea, or better idea than what I'm showing here, you can also let me know. It will be a pleasure tapping into your idea also, and I'll be really glad to be a part of your own idea. So make sure to always press the middle of the dough, because it creates that form of the tortellini. You see, when you press it, I will show you in the next dough. You have to put it together. You close it first. After closing it, you need to press it hard to the middle. Then you cross the two ends. You cross it together. So you press the two ends together, and you see it has a kind of, the fold. You see the foldness there? That is the tortellini. That is the shape you are looking for. So that shape you are looking for. So mean when you do it a lot, you will master it and you will know how it works after some time. So you will not be searching anymore on how to do it. So I'm always closing it to make sure that it closes properly. So it's pasta making is fun. When you make it a lot, after some time you'll be used to it, and you will even be inspired by your own creation. So you can start playing with different types of creation. So it doesn't really, yes, we always respect the classic recipes and keep it the most adorable from Italy. We are not trying to, take over the basic recipes of all these pastas, because most of the pastas, they have their basic recipes and they have the names of the pastas. For instance, we are not allowed to change the names of the pastas, what you have there, but what we are allowed to do is being inspiring ourselves by creating other pastas that does not even that is not among the regular basic pasta shapes. That is what I have done here in our kitchen. I have created other shapes that does not really exist in the Italian kitchen. So that is what you can do using pastas. You can really make something fun, create your own shape, the shape that you like. You can also create it. So that is what pasta is all about. So I always use the rest of the pasta at the end to create to slice either tagliatelle sometimes or spaghetti. So it's easier so to do it that way and keep it just simple at the end. So if you want to like make tagliatelle or so, it's so easy. It's one of the most simplest pasta to create. In a few minutes, I'm sure it takes me maybe maximum 15 minutes to make a whole, maybe 5 kilo or whatever, or maybe 3 to 5 kilo of tagliatelle. It's one of the simplest pasta to make if you have a machine like this, of course. So when you're not slicing it with your hands, because if you are slicing with hands, it takes certainly a lot of time to do that. So that is why I have this my little baby machine here, and the machine is really a good one. Honestly, I cannot imagine doing anything here without this machine. It makes my job really fast and smooth and really good. So I can make a lot of pastas here every day using the machine. So after this tray, I will be showing how to fold another method. After this, I will change the method. I will fold another method of pasta. So stay tuned to see the next folding method, the next shape. Welcome everyone. Happy Sunday. Hope you are all having fun, and happy holiday to those of you who are already in holiday. We are just diving and beginning our holiday here also in Belgium. in this part of the country. I hope you guys are also in holiday and enjoying yourself this summer, because it's a fantastic weather right now. I'm wishing you all the best if you are on holiday. Enjoy yourself, and don't forget to keep tuned to Klavertje Vier Kitchen. So when your holiday is finished, you will have a lot that you have learned. So I have finished the second tray, and I'm going to change to another shape of pasta. So I made here some tortellinis. So this is the second tray of tortellinis. Of course, I can make this very fast, but I just wanted to slow down so that I can show the process as if I'm not working for myself. I'm like trying to showcase here what I do, so that if for those of you who are interested to learn how it's being folded, you can see it slowly how it's done. But if I want to work here in my own pace, I work faster. I can do it faster than what I'm doing here, so that I can be able to create faster dough to serve. So we are going to start, so I can create the second shape of the pasta that I want to create. It can always be different shape if you want. You can make your pasta any shape that you want. So it doesn't really need to be tortellini. So there's a lot of pasta shape to create. So, but some of my favorite are the tortellini, and this I want to show now is my favorite. So make sure to like, subscribe, and and share with your friends and family, or to someone who loves fine dining pasta. So we can find pasta everywhere, but we just want to inspire you about some of the way you can use beetroot in your kitchen also to create fine dining dishes. So check out our other videos also, where we share other fine dining recipes that we have created in the past using beetroot. So there's still a lot if you want to learn. So already now, so I'm going to show you how to slice or how to shape the next. So it's very thin. You can see the dough is very thin, because I don't like when that I'm eating pasta and it's too thick and it's too dense. It's not delicious when it's too dense. So I prefer that the pasta dough is just thick enough, not too thick and not too thin. So keep the aside, and I'll continue my folding. And make sure you place it in a plastic to cover it, to keep it, to prevent it from getting dried. That is the main reason. Because if it gets dry, it's not good. So I'll just divide it. I'm going to use the other. Love pasta. So delicious. So now I'm going to a little bit, not too much. It should not be wet. And here now I'm going to seal it again here. And now what I'm doing is I will open it this way. I will push this to almost the middle. Yeah, started wrongly. Yeah, almost the middle. You open it this way and you push this again to the middle. So you close it and then it's a kind of, I don't know, stir or what do you call it? So that is the shape I'm trying to create now. You can also create this shape using a square. You can also create it using a square instead of the round shape now that I'm using. So you can also fold it using a square shape. It works also. So make sure you open it more so that you can push this to almost the middle. And then you open this way also. Then you push the end here to the middle to really create that space, that shape. So drop your question if you have one, and I will be very glad to answer you. If there is something or you want to learn or you don't understand, let me know. Check out our videos because we have a lot on our channel where you can learn new things, mostly modern kitchen and modern cooking. You seal it. Yes, I seal it now too far. So you open it again. You push to almost the middle because you want to create like, see, there's a kind of 4-star or so, I don't know. You press it in the middle and see you create this form. Find it so beautiful. You know, place it on the tray. I have to flatten and make sure the filling is a bit flatter, otherwise it's difficult to close the top of the filling. So you open it again and you push this to almost the middle, and then you close it again. You know, you put it lower so that it's easier to close. You open it from here and then you push your dough from here to the middle. And you close. You open the dough again. You press to the middle and you close. So then you seal the middle. And this prevents any leakage. And you put it a little bit lower also, so that it's easy to seal here. And then you open it, you push to the middle, you open it and you push to the middle. Welcome everyone. Once again, thank you for joining us. Today we are showing how to make beetroot pasta. It's just showing how to fold it in different shapes. We already finished folding the tortellini, and now we are folding this kind of a star shape using a round cutter to shape it. We fill it first with the we cut it first with the round cutter, and then we fill the middle of the pasta. We bring the two dough together like this, and then we push one end to the middle, we seal it, we push the other end again to the middle here, and then we seal it again, and then it creates this kind of shape that you see. It's like a star shape. So and when you are filling it, try to keep it low, that the filling is not too high, so that there will be place for the sealing. The top should be free, so that there will be no source of anything that is preventing the dough from sticking to each other. So seal it again. So there are a lot of pasta method of shaping pasta. So that is what this episode is all about. It's not really about the pasta, because everyone can buy pasta in the shop. We're speaking here about homemade pasta, and if you want something extra than just ordinary pasta that you eat at home, you want to give it the fine dining touch. Of course, it's not for everybody. It's not everybody who loves this kind of pasta. And if you find it easily to make a tagliatelle in a few minutes, you can slice your tagliatelle using the cutter here from the front cutter. Is very, very easy. So, but this is to show people, those who want to learn how to fold pasta in a certain way or in certain shapes. It's just to inspire you, to tell you that there are various and different ways of shaping pastas, like the one you see now. So I will show you the third way of shaping the pasta before I show you what to do with the rest of the pasta. So you smooth it a bit. Of course, I have here my roller. It helps a lot to keep things easy and to make it so that it can pass through the machine. Otherwise, it's so difficult, it cannot pass easily through the machine. So I'm going to pass it. Happy Sunday, everyone. Welcome once again to another live streaming. I'm Chef Viviane here, showing you how to fold pasta in different shapes. So here I'm using today beetroot pasta, and it's made with a simple basic recipe. That is just adding beetroot powder to the basic 00 flour. to create that colorful and of course the beetroot taste, which you can test in the pasta dough. So now yes, okay. I'll keep it still small, yes. So it's so thin, it's not too thin, and it's not too thick. So it's just the right texture and the right thickness. So, because of course you still want to eat pasta, but you don't want that the pasta is too thick that it becomes chewy. So, pasta is mostly cooked al dente. So it's also very important that you keep the thickness of the pasta in the right that is right, or the right thickness. Let me put it that way. So warm here. Yes, this is already summer. And summer holiday. I think you guys are enjoying your summer holiday. Wishing you the very best of time. So now I'm using another filling, and that is with pepper, red pepper and parmesan. So just to demonstrate, for you to see what you can do using just one ingredient or few ingredients. So that is most of what we do here. We are inspired by few is more, and not creating complicated dishes. So we want to be able to really, say, yes, this is what I'm eating, and test it in your meal, instead of too much and then it becomes complicated. So now I'm making a new shape, which is, you see, it's a triangle, this. So it's as simple as like the first one. Make sure it's not too high so that you can close the front, the top of the dough, and then you push in again. Instead of pushing in 2 times this way, now you push one, seal one way, and then you seal these 2 together. So it's just technique. Once you know how to do it once, you will always know it. So it's like you have here your dough. You are closing the dough here up, but don't make sure not to close it to the other side, because you still need the other side to be separated. So you close one side very well, then you open this side, then you push this side to the middle, and then you close it. So what you have now is a triangle. So you see it. So that is what I was trying to explain. You can create pasta dough shape from, you can create a lot of shapes using pasta dough. So it depends on what you want. and you can just inspire. You can be inspired, even creating something that is not known by other chefs or other people. So I've tried in all the time to create some pasta doughs also, that which I cannot share everything in this life today, but I love making pasta a lot. So I am really inspired by this Italian kitchen, and I always try my best to make a new creation. There are a lot also of my secret creation that I will still share with you guys if you keep watching and you keep looking at our channel. Certainly in the future I'll be sharing some of my amazing shapes that I've created myself and using my own idea. So if you love pasta, you're in the right place. But we are not cooking pasta here in the traditional way. We respect the tradition. We keep tradition because we hate changing the basic recipe of any meal. We only try to give a fine touch to any dish that we are inspired with. So pasta is one of our inspiration, and we try to make our own pasta using just the basic pasta recipes. So you try to seal the front, you open the back, and then you bring it to the middle, and then you seal it again. So what we are creating here is just a triangle. So, and then you have the triangle pasta there for you. Some else. So if you are doing it maybe for the first time, it's as if it's difficult, but it's not difficult. So simple, so easy, so delicious pasta making. So we have to go faster. So here we open it again here. So it's for the triangle shape that we are trying to create. And make sure you always seal it well, because if you don't seal it very well, when you are cooking, the pasta will open in water. But of course, if you are cooking fresh pasta, you don't always need to cook your fresh pasta in water. That is what some people don't also understand, or they don't know. You can cook your fresh pasta also just in fat or in butter or a little bit of water. And if you do it that way, you prevent your pasta from leaking into a lot of volume of water. So if you have a little experience with cooking pasta, you will know that it's not always necessary to cook your pasta in water if it's fresh pasta, of course, because if it's dry pasta, you don't have another alternative. You have to cook it first in a lot of water before you mix your sauce or before you eat it. But if you are using a fresh dough, a fresh pasta dough, you don't always need to cook it in water. You can cook it just using a little bit of fat or butter or olive oil. So you seal it, and if it's not sealed, it's because your dough is dry. It's very dry, and then it cannot seal anymore. If it's dry, it cannot seal. Then you have to wet your dough a bit. So I have here the rectangle pasta that has. I have here the rectangle pasta. I'm going to fold all the pasta together, which I'm going to use to create just one simple dough, which is either the tagliatelle or the spaghetti. But I think tagliatelle. I love it because it's more fold in your mouth than than spaghetti. So here I have the shape, which is triangle. You see, it is a triangle shape of pasta. So that is my fourth tray. So now I'm going to roll this out. So and roll it out, and then we'll be almost done. So I'll put all this aside because I don't need it anymore. Don't need the seal also anymore. I only need some flour to dust it. Okay. So I'm going to put it at the highest so that it can go through. So it's a very small machine. It's not so broad, not so wide. So sometimes it's difficult to make a very wide, wide pasta. So it doesn't mean I'm going to continue with this first and I will roll the other one apart. So it's just not so wide, but I like it. It's easy to work because I also have small hands. So in a few minutes, we see how fast it is to roll out. So you decide yourself which type of pasta you prefer to make at home, because some pasta need more time and energy than the other pasta. So, and also when you are buying pasta in the market, that you imagine how much energy and work is being required to create that pasta you are eating. So you can also acknowledge the work that the chef is doing behind the scene to create these meals. So that is the main reason also of showing this. So now I'm going to roll it out again. So if it's tagliatelle, you always have to a little bit flour it because you don't want it to stick to each other when you cut it. So now I'm going to cut the pasta. So you see how easy it is when you are making tagliatelle. You don't have too much work. So you hold it straight also because it's already not well held. So you see there is no much work to this. Your pasta dough is ready to be cooked. You can dry this also if you have a drying stick. If you don't want to cook it directly, if you don't want to cook it immediately. You see, that is tagliatelle. So that is tagliatelle. If you don't want to cook it immediately, you can dry the pasta using the pasta stick. There's a stick, a kind of a stick that is stand, so but I don't know how they call it, with branches. So that stick, you can use it. You can just hang your pasta dough like this for days and it will dry, and you can put it in a container to be used for later days But otherwise, your pasta is ready to be cooked. You see, it's so easy. The tagliatelle is one of the most easiest pasta to make. In a couple of minutes, your pasta dough is ready to be made, to be cooked. So it's not a lot of time at all to cook, to make tagliatelle. So I'm going to, and yes, it's important so that the dough is not sticking to each other. That is why you have to put a little bit of flour on the dough. So now I'm going to pass it again through the cutter, the tagliatelle cutter. So you see what it does, it just cuts your dough for you without any stress. So your dough is being cut. So you just handle the dough, you hold the dough. So you make sure you hold the dough so that the dough, you dust it with some flour to prevent the dough from sticking to each other. So like I said, you can hang it on a spaghetti and drying stick, or you can cook it. You can place water on the stove and you can cook your spaghetti immediately and enjoy it. So that is it for today, dearest friends and viewers all over the world. Happy Sunday. Thank you for tuning in to another live episode with Chef Viviane here signing up. I just wanted to show you guys this method of shaping our pastas, and today we had the opportunity of showing you how to create this delicious beetroot pasta made from just basic beetroot, made from just basic pasta recipe, which is one big egg to 100 grams of 00 flour and a pinch of a little drops of olive oil, and yes, everything together, bring everything together. And then for this recipe, I just added the pasta powder to it to give it that tint color. I think I have here in total 500 grams of 00 flour. I added about 2 tablespoons of beetroot powder. Extra tip, make sure you always sieve or strain the beetroot powder, because beetroot powder creates a bit of lumps, because when you are adding it directly to the all-purpose to the 00 pasta flour before kneading, you can have difficulties from loosening the little tiny lumps in the beetroot. So it is advisable that you use a sieve, a strainer, to make sure you remove every lumps from the beetroot before you add it to the 00 pasta flour. So I hope you learned something new in this episode. Thank you all for watching, and see you again in the next episode. Chef Viviane here signing off. Bye everyone, and see you in the next episode. Bye bye.